What's digging, guys? How aren't ya? I've got Chris's iPhone 6 here in for data recovery. This one's been sent in because it's no longer working due to water damage. So I'm just going to make a bit of a video out of it, see what we find. Hopefully we get the dub at the end of it. And yeah, I don't really have anything else. Let's just get in there and see what happens. Let's see what we're working with then. With this one cracked open, it actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, we've got the liquid indicator as we'd expect up here. But if this camera wants to focus, we might be able to see a little bit better for you guys. Come on, mate. I need to get better equipment. I know I've said this before. Well, which way? It's inverse for me. There we go. Anyway, I was about to go out of friggin' focus. Here we go. So all this looks good. All of it looks good. I don't know. Seeing it like that, I'm not too concerned about this, how this is going to go straight off the bat. That liquid indicator, again, isn't the biggest issue, but with all that out of the way, let's crack it open, take the logic board outside the housing, and have a proper look. So obviously I've removed all the screws so I can get the screen out of the way, which gives me access to the logic board. I can move these out the way for now, and straight away we can see that there's signs of water damage. This camera sucks. I'm so using this camera. They're both the same camera. I just feel like this one will focus better if I get my face out the way. I don't know, I'm over it, but it's just shit. I need better equipment. Anyway, that's the last time I'm going to say this vid, I promise. So we can see signs of water damage right at the bottom there. If we'll get it to focus, I'm not going to do this the whole video. Anyway, moving on. Water damage at the bottom there. Let's just swap you over to the scope. How about that? That's going to be easier. So, straight up, we've got signs of water damage at the base here. That's the bottom EMI shield. Coming along to where the NAND is, we've got, oh man, there's a little dude like right here. That little cap looks like not too bad considering. That guy looks a little bit burnt out just there. It'll look good along here. That cap there looks pretty burnt out. That's our main power rail as well, our VDD main or VCC main on a 6, I think it is. And we've got some dried up schmutz around here. On the other side, having a bit of a swizz. We've got a burnt out pad just there. Looks a little bit scraped, but nothing too serious. Looking pretty good all along here. And looking pretty good down here. Overall, it doesn't look too bad considering. So let's start off by having a peek behind door number 1 and find out what we're working with. I'm expecting a fair bit of schmutz once we open this up. I mean, it does depend where the water went, how deep it went, and all the rest of it, but yeah. Not surprised at all. But considering what we're dealing with, I mean, considering it's water damage, it can be severe, it can be pretty easy, it can be all over the shop. So straight up, what I can see down here is this cap just here. There's smuts on the end of my tweezers as well, jeez. So this cap down here, he doesn't look too healthy, and same with this dude right here. And coming along, this dude doesn't look too happy. These guys here, rip. Absolutely rip. That doesn't look too good at all. I'm just trying to keep you guys lit up because of light. Again, my equipment, last time, I promise. And then we've got this guy here, which doesn't look too great either. More than likely, there's going to be shit underneath him here. Along here, definitely under this IC, there's definitely going to be crapola all along here. But yeah, that's pretty good so far. Next up here, guys, we're going to remove this EMI shield covering the CPU. I use 380 degrees at 80 litres per minute on my quick hot air station. Now, when I'm doing this, rather than like grabbing this bad boy and like pulling up, the technique that I use is I actually just put my tweezers underneath the EMI shield, like in a certain spot here, right in the corner, and I just let go of my tweezers so they open up, and then that causes that pressure to spring the EMI shield once it heats up. So just like this, if we pop it on the corner, I'm not even lifting, no bending the board or whatever, and then I come in with my hot air, start smashing the shield, and I just look for that solder to start going liquidous, and once it does, I move on to the corners. We just want to be a bit quick with it. Oh, and don't slip, lol. Come on. These EMI shields, the first one I ever did, I sucked at, and ever since then, I've never had a drama, except for the XR. The XR has particularly got a pretty bad EMI shield right at the bottom. Just like that. Boom. Off he comes. How good. So straight up here, we can see this cap here isn't too happy. This chip here probably has some liquid damage underneath him. This guy here is not too good. And I can also see, once I get you guys in focus here, look at that. That guy's sorry as him right here. But let's continue on. Let's just come in and do the same to this shield, our last one, before we start getting into the actual repair. And hopefully get a dub. So again, I'm just going to come in and separate my tweezers just here. Ow, without burning my hand. I do that like so much, where I actually burn my own hand because I'm good like that. And I'm doing it again. Whoops. Oh man, come on. Almost got it. Come on. There we go. Mate, that one is surprising. I thought that one would be the worst. But all I can see here is, once I zoom you guys in and we get you focused, I can see it down here, which off the top of my head, I'm probably going to butcher this because it's been a while since I've worked on a 6. Pretty sure this is speaker amp. Please don't. Oh man, I shouldn't just go off and say that. Yep, that's speaker amp, that's Tigris, that's TriStar. Baseband power, baseband. I could be wrong, but anyway. Speaker amp, going to be mad corroded. We need to do something about that. Resistor over here. Looks like he's having a hard time. What else we got? Maybe around Tigris, just here, which is our USB charging IC. We've got this cap here that's not looking too great, and this area here, but this is all to do with reception, so we might just have to clear up the corrosion and otherwise not repair it, because we're not after reception, we're just after data recovery. And we got these sad guys around TriStar, which is our USB authentication IC. But all in all, that one's looking pretty, not as bad as, I wouldn't say schmick, but not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest. Now, before I start going ham and just start removing ICs, we know this audio chip up here, this driver down here, Tigris, etc. Everything that I've found has corrosion, possibly has corrosion underneath it, but we're not going to get too technical off the beginning. We're just going to get in there with our All Smiles toothbrush. You know what? I don't even need this in the clamp at the moment. Let's just take that one out, get that one out the way. Now you guys can have a better view. Give me a sec while we... Oh, mate. I need a polarizer, so then that way it's not so shiny and you guys can see better quality without it dimming, because my camera autofocus, I've tried turning it off. Again, I'm not whinging about equipment. I'm just explaining to you guys that that's what's going on here. So we've got to remember that we've got corroded caps down here, a little bit here, up here, and this part here for this one. Because right now what we're doing is we're removing all our evidence on the crime scene, which if I was another tech, if I was about to send this away to someone else, this is about the biggest arsehole thing you can do to someone. Just make it 20 times hard without having evidence. Having evidence is like it's all part of it. You got to build a bit of a crime scene and work out where you're going with it. And from there, hopefully, you can fix it. But anyway, lots of cleaning, lots of cleaning. And we'll get on to the other side. We've got all that thermal paste off the CPU. So we got to remember this dude here, these two guys here, and there's a little bit down the bottom here as well. But honestly, it's looking pretty good. Now, best case scenario, which I highly doubt considering all that damage that's around this IC at the back. Best case scenario, when we're done cleaning it, we connect it to DC power supply and we get a healthy draw, or best case scenario, we get a boot. But that's not going to happen right off the bat. We're going to have a shorted cap. Best case scenario, find where the cap is, yeet it away, and then we've got a boot of foam. We'll extract the data, and then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Worst case scenario, it's completely cooked. Second best scenario is we lift up these chips that we know that have corrosion around them, repair the damage, put them back down, or otherwise replace them, and then get access to data and go from there. But she's looking pretty schmick so far. I don't worry about removing this EMI shield unless shit gets hectic, and it's purely because it's all to do with reception down there. I've never had, well, not never, but very rarely have experience where I need to work down there in order to get a booting phone. But right now it's looking pretty schmick. We're looking pretty good, guys. The next part is to connect it to our life support, and we're going to see what happens when we turn it on. We're getting a 10 milliamp draw. If I tell it to turn on, it's jumping up to 100, 170, 150, 300. I think we got a booting phone. 300, 200, 500. Guys, give me 1 sec. I'm going to go grab a screen. And I'm back with the screen. So let's get that one out of the packet. We'll plug this one in. Now, we did see water damage around the backlight driver area, or the bloody hell, the whole backlight circuit. So I'll be very surprised. We'll just peel this back so we can see clearly when we turn this on. If we actually get a boot straight out the bat. Are we going to? It's coming up with a charge symbol. So when I try and turn it on, bruh, bloody hell, toothbrush to the rescue, mate. I was going to call this video something like how to fix water damage phone, intense repair. I mean, we're not there yet. We've got to wait for it to turn on. I'll just cover it just in case it comes up with a customer's background of his kid or something. Just give me a sec, guys, while this, if it turns on. So this video, I guess we'll call it. I guess we'll call this video, do we have touch? And we have touch. Lol. So we've got a working phone off the bat, that easy. Title of this video, how to fix water damage phone with All Smiles toothbrush. Sponsored by Woolworths. Not sponsored actually, but Woolworths. DMs are open. That's all I got. I don't know how else to make this more exciting. Short and sweet one. But I expected, like I said, I definitely expected a short there. Oh well, you get that on the big jobs. I didn't really even show you guys anything. Shellac, toothbrush, anti-static. You've got to use that ESD safe. I got nothing. Over and out. Oh wait. Smash like if you liked it. Dislike if you disliked it. Do what works for you. And smash subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know. That's all I got for you. Thanks, guys. Last bit, I promise. I watch these clips back as I record them, so then that way I don't have to edit them. I can just chuck them straight in Adobe and then export them and away we go. That last bit, even now, I've got the mad pasties. When I'm sitting there saying, smash subscribe if you liked it, if you didn't like it, etc., I've got the maddest lisp going on. I'm trying to stop it. Let's just stop it. Stop it. She sells seashells by the seashore. Mate.